Okay. Welcome to our third Aquarian Salon, and it is about art, astrology, and wisdom teachings. Today's salon will have a little other new accent. You will see it later. And then the theme will be inspiration. This is our team which prepared the meeting. Frank Berger, he's a guitar teacher from Berlin, Germany, and he will do the musical opening of the Aquarian Salon with his live guitar play. And he will also play again at the close of the salon. My name is Ludger Phillips. I'm living in Switzerland, and Risa will present me later. Risa D'Angelis from Central USA. She will give an introduction and she will moderate the conversation. You are invited to actively participate and also to give us feedbacks. Lorraine Glass from California, she's operating Zoom and will show you the slides we have prepared. Rosa Hernandez, she's living near New York City. She's taking care of you, the participants, when you want to speak or when you write via chat. We will leave the microphones open, but will mute you all at the beginning. She will mute, Rosa will mute microphones in case of disturbances coming in via the microphones. When you want to speak, please raise the little yellow hand icon. You find it on the bottom of the screen. Go to the smiley face icon that says reactions, and then click on the icon, and on the display of reactions, there you find the yellow hand that says raise hand, and then click on it. And this hand appears on the upper left side of your video image for all to see. And when you are done with participating, just make sure to click again on the same yellow hand icon, and that will say lower hand. You can also write your question, comment on the chat. However, because we are having a conversation, we will prefer or first take those participants who speak orally, but your questions or your remarks given in written will be read by Risa later then, and it will be read out for all to hear. Now, Frank will start with a guitar play, and after this, we will speak together a Sanskrit prayer for group coherence. We will do this in every salon to tune in and align with the soul. And at the end of our program, we will speak an invocation of the violet flame invocations. And at the close of the Aquarian Salon, you are warmly invited to the after program exchange if you still have some time. By the way, it's a free and totally non-commercial activity, and we, the team, do all just for the joy of doing it. So just enjoy and have a beautiful Aquarian Salon. Frank?
Well, a hearty, fraternally welcome from my side. I'm Frank from Berlin, and I have the pleasure to play for you this opening. I want to mention first that the plan is also, Ludger didn't mention it, with the showing of every new slide, I will play a short improvisation, my first impression on this picture, so it will maybe tune you up to this slide then better. So now it's the third movement of my composition, the fixed cross. We are in Scorpio now, and this is the darkest new moon area of the year. In a short time we have the Diwali festival, known to the Indians, the birth of the new light. It is a time where we search the cave to search for esoteric wisdom. And my inspiration was from Kapila, the sage Kapila, who is a master of numbers and meters, to play a certain periodical progression of numbers, of digits. I name them to you: 428, 571. So this piece is inspired by Kapila, 428, 571. You get this digit number if you divide a total, like 360 degrees, or even 1, by 7. And behind the comma, this digit number appears. So have fun.
No, Lorraine, the prayer. Sahana Vavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Saha Viryam Karavavahe, Tejasvinavati Tamastu, Ma Vitvishavahe. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May we be protected together. May we share and enjoy together. May we work efficiently together. Let there be no hindrances to our enlightenment. Let no malice prevail. Let peace be in all the three planes. Risa?
Well, everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever we are. I want to welcome everyone to our third Aquarian Salon. We're happy to have everyone join us, and I want to say to Frank, thank you for your music. Frank, your music makes me smile, and it's so beautiful, and it's so interesting what you said about Kapila and the numbers. That is your inspiration, and I didn't have any idea about that, and I would like to know more. And so our salon is about learning more, and this salon is about inspiration. I want to say today is 11/11, an auspicious day. If we think of the number 11/11, it's like the two columns on the sides of a mystery school. 11/11 is also the letter K. And 11/11 as the letter K needs music to calm itself and to give itself inspiration. And this is what I feel Frank did for us. He gave us inspiration in his music. And in that number 11/11 and the letter K, it allows the light to come in, the light of illumination. And that light of illumination inspires us. So thank you again, Frank. When I was thinking about planning this salon with all of us and participating, I was thinking when everybody arrives, let us think of ourselves as friends. Let us think of ourselves as part of the new group of world servers. Let us think of ourselves as sending love to each other from our hearts to each other's hearts and make contact with each other. The Tibetan always says, make contact, love is released. So let us do that with each other and see each other as friends. So again, I want to welcome everyone to our salon and to tell everyone as they speak and participate, we are all an inspiration to each other. And the salon that we present will have music and art and astrology and the wisdom teachings. And later, we welcome everyone's voice, thoughts, ideas, words, and questions. So, Lauren, would you show us the astrology chart for today? So today is, we are working under Scorpio. It's just a perfect time. Scorpio is a perfect time to bring things out that are hidden, bring them out into the open. So we have Mercury. Do we have Mercury in Sagittarius? We have Mercury in Sagittarius, people from all over the world participating. And we have Sun and Mars in Scorpio. Sun and Mars in Scorpio, again, bringing things that are hidden out into the open, understanding the mystery teachings. And so we will be looking at Ludger's inspired paintings. And we will gaze at his paintings and see if we can see anything esoteric in there and bring that forth. So this is our salon. And what is a salon? It's a gathering of people in public places to discuss and debate, to share information, to share each other's interests, and every voice is accepted. The salons in the olden times inspired people to come out of their homes to gather together and talk together. Before, they never did that. We have the early salons of Socrates, Aristotle, and Plato. Then there were salons, the gatherings between the people in the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries. In France and Italy, they often gathered in coffee shops, and they drank this new beverage called coffee. The salons were humanity having a conversation with each other, which is what we invite everyone to do in our salon, to have a conversation. And in our salon, our Aquarian Salon of the people, we're attempting to reestablish this sense of gathering together. Salons create a sense of a free and open community. If we look at the graphics that Lauren has posted, this is the famous salon of Gertrude Stein and Alice B. Toklas. Theirs was the most famous salon in Paris. And their salons lasted from 1903 to 1938. I wish I would have participated. Their salons brought a level of intelligence and brightness and carefreeness to the people living between the two world wars. Their salon was a salon of literature and art and music. On their walls, from the floor to the ceiling, were paintings, Picasso's, Renoir's, Matisse's, other luminaries. And gathered in their gardens were the famous writers of their time, Hemingway, Sinclair Lewis, T.S. Lewis, F. Scott Fitzgerald, poets E.E. Cummings and Ezra Pound, among others. Let us think of ourselves as present-day luminaries in our salon today. There was so much art in Gertrude and Alice's home that their salon was considered the first museum of modern art in Europe, and their salon was very controversial. Designer Coco Chanel often had salons in her Paris apartment. You can see hers to the right. And so, art, astrology, music, wisdom teachings. Our theme. I'm sorry, everybody. I have to. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do. Someone's calling me.
It's okay. We'll just wait till it's done. We'll just wait till it's finished.
Everybody, we have a Mars-Uranus transit today. And before we were on, we were talking together, and I said, I wonder what unexpected things are going to occur today. And that is an unexpected event, a Mars-Uranus event. Uranus always brings unexpected events. Okay, so let's continue. Our theme is about inspiration, the fire of inspiration. Inspiration is a fire in the mind, and there are 3 astrological signs of fire: Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. These fire signs inspire us. Aries is the mind of fire with new ideas. Leo is the fire within the heart, which brings us to creativity. And Sagittarius is the fire of inspiration, the fire of adventure, the fire of justice. And here is Master Kumar's book on Jupiter. Jupiter is the heart of Sagittarius. The love of Jupiter inspires the heart of Sagittarius. And now, I want to show us another chart. Where does inspiration come from? I'm going to use a word. Some know this word, some don't. It's called the Nirmanakayas. These are a group of divine beings. They're divine contemplatives. These divine beings, divine contemplatives, they send inspiration to the hierarchy. And I'm going to ask Lauren if she would circle where the Nirmanakayas are. The Nirmanakayas are in between Shambhala and hierarchy. And so the Nirmanakayas send inspiration to the hierarchy, and then the hierarchy sends inspiration to the new group of world servers. That's where we are. And the new group of world servers, we are supposed to be inspired, and then we send our inspiration down into the world and into the intellectuals and into the masses of humanity, so that humanity can do the great works in the world that are needed. Because humanity learns from being inspired. And we move forward when we are inspired. And so inspiration comes from the soul. It also comes from the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit breathes on us. Here we can see a famous saint. Her name is Hildegard of Bingen. She was a writer, poet, painter, mystic, musician, composer, botanist, and a healer. And the Holy Spirit poured itself down in inspiration. You can see the pouring down of inspiration into her head. She was being inspired from above. The forces of light and the White Lodge inspire the new group of world servers with art and music and beauty. Here we see Krishna. Krishna played his flute, and that inspired people. And here we see Pentecost, the fires of Pentecost overlighting the minds of disciples so they could go out into the world and teach humanity. Let us realize that the forces of light in the White Lodge inspire humanity. But there's also the dark forces and the brothers of the Dark Lodge. They capture the minds of humanity. And humanity, instead of being inspired, becomes obsessed. And they keep humanity on the involutionary arc. So love and beauty and kindness and forgiveness, when we see these virtues, they inspire us, and symbols inspire us. We see the symbol of yin and yang there. Art and music and the works of artists inspire us. Artists like Nicholas Roerich, artists like Frank, like Ludger, like Nicholas Roerich are messengers of beauty. And here we see Saint Matthew being inspired by the angel to write Saint Matthew's Gospel in the New Testament. Inspiration is a word to ponder. And so in our salon today, and perhaps hereafter, let us ask ourselves always, every day, what inspires us? So we are presenting the art of Ludger Phillips today. The art of Ludger Phillips. Essential divinity is one of the principles of the Aquarian age. As we look on and gaze at Ludger's paintings, let us see if we can sense the essential divinity in his paintings. Let's see if we can find its esoteric meaning and the symbolism. What is transcendental and spiritual? What concepts are being conveyed? As we gaze at Ludger's paintings, perhaps something will occur within us too. Maybe we will be inspired. And so we'll listen to Frank's music, and then we will look at Ludger's paintings. And Ludger will explain his paintings to us. But as we approach his paintings, Ludger's paintings, let us ask, what symbols do we see? What do we notice in the paintings? Do the symbols mean anything to us or remind us of anything? What do the symbols say to us? What do we sense and feel? What do we think the artist is trying to convey? And do we have any questions? So I'm going to turn now to Ludger to look at the paintings, and I will invite Ludger to talk to us about his paintings after Frank plays a little bit of his inspired music.
Thank you, Frank. Reza proposed that different from the previous salons, I start with explaining the paintings. And you, in this conversation which we have afterwards, might go deeper into it on the basis of the words of which I've said for a first understanding. But there are different layers, and you will certainly discover other dimensions. This painting from August 2010 is of the very early paintings I started after a pause of 19 years. I started again in November, December 2009, and this was, I was searching the way also of expressions, of the new form of expressions. In this painting here, you see in the center a double pyramid. The upper half of the pyramid points to heaven, to the light there. The lower part of the pyramid points to matter, to earth. You see in the lower part Venus, and the upper part fused into the pyramid, the symbol of Libra. Libra is a sign of balance. Balance between high and low, balance between left and right. And you see the eagle floating in the center. The eagle is like the upper part of the glyph of Libra, and the lower part of the glyph is symbolizing matter. The upper part more to spirit, the lower part to matter, but it is balancing both dimensions. In the lower part, you see, I used a photo which I took at Frankfurt railway station. There are railway lines pointing into different directions, and it is like in life, and especially with Libra, you need to decide which direction to take, and then you go into this or another direction. But Libra is also this point where you come at a junction point, and you need to decide which direction you want to take in your life. Do you want to go more into matter? And this is the darkest and the deepest point of matter. Libra is for the spiritual cycle of the year. And then to the opposite is Aries. This is the highest point of spirit in the annual cycle. So go down or go up. And for this also, this double pyramid is a symbol. Double pyramid is called in Sanskrit Gopura. Gopura is also a symbol of protection. When you stay inside a pyramid and inside this energy structure, it is protecting you from the outside influences to a certain degree, but that you can choose the right way and can continue in a good direction. The wings of the eagle are the principle of rhythm, of rhythmic functioning. And it is in the center, there's this light in the center, and there's a light axis from top down via Venus to the bottom. Venus is a symbol for the soul, and Venus is ruling Libra on the outer level. On the soul level, you find Saturn as a ruler giving us discipline and orderliness. And on a spiritual level, there's Uranus, the symbol of Uranus there, which gives transformation and sudden developments, sudden openings of our understanding. So these are some of the aspects which came to my mind when I was doing this painting. Risa?
It reminds me of with Libra, let choice be made. Shall we move upward or shall we move downward? Which is the best place for us to go? Let choice be made. And then We choose the way which leads between two great lines of force. And then how do we make right choice? When we align with the will to good. And I feel like that protective pyramid helps us align with the will to good. What do other people see in this painting? What do other people sense or feel? Are there any questions anyone wants to ask about this painting? When we gaze at this painting, what do we see? It's good to always give people time to think and to feel. People can't respond immediately. So we give everybody time to gaze and brood over the painting and sense what they feel, if they find anything in the painting that's important to them.
Andre, you can unmute yourself.
Yes.
Okay. Question. In the middle of the bird, there is a Taurus. Is this right?
I did not consciously take it as a Taurus. It is a sun. It's a circle of the sun.
Okay.
That's
The
interesting.
light of the sun.
Yesterday, when we looked at this painting, other people said, "Is that Taurus in the middle, Ludger?"
You can see it as well. See what you see. I'm always surprised. I do not see everything when I do a painting. I discover many things when it is ready and look later at it.
That's why it's so good for everyone to share what they see in the painting or to ask questions, because it even helps Ludger see more of what he painted in the painting. And that Taurus, that's a good question because Venus rules Taurus. And so it could be Taurus in there.
Yes, makes sense.
I'd like to share that, Ludger, that's interesting how you picked the railway station at the bottom. And when you said that, I was deeply impressed with that reminder of the activity of life and the choices and different pathways. So that was really interesting for me to hear that from you. So I appreciate you sharing that, Ludger.
Mm-hmm.
Such a great symbol, the railway station. So many trains going so many places, especially in Europe. Which direction shall we take?
The choices.
Having a choice, that's right. Having so many choices.
And you see, not very clearly, at the bottom of the pyramid, the touchdown of the pyramid, there is spreading circles. And it is like the impact from above touching the ground and spreading from their energies sideways.
Very subtle, Ludger.
Yeah.
Very subtle. Spirals of energy.
Rebecca, you can unmute.
Interesting, because I was going to ask about that spiral, that circling lines of light at the base, because for me it felt like gathering energy to lift off for that whole double pyramid, to lift off through the top, up through the light and to higher realms. So it's kind of like can be interpreted as a touchdown or a lift off.
Very good idea. It is also in our system. The central axis is always our spine, and you can get energies to form from Muladhara up to Sahasrara, to the head center, or it is from above, from the Sahasrara impulses going through the central axis, through the spine, and touching down into matter.
There is a message on the chat, Laura. The double pyramid reminds me of the restructuring function of Saturn, Libra's soul ruler.
Very good.
And I thought of the group of New World servers in the middle, where the eagle is between the bars of Libra, helping to balance the energies and bring light and inspiration from the heavens down to humanity.
Mhm.
That eagle really is a pivot, isn't it? A pivoting point there.
Yeah, Leslie, you can unmute.
Leslie.
Absolutely beautiful, Ludger. So much light. It's really amazing. I was wondering why you chose orange
Yes.
from the middle for the lower
Yes.
pyramid, and why you chose the color for the symbol of Libra.
A good observation. The colors are not there by accident. And it is the soul light in a way going down, and these yes, it's difficult to paint golden yellow, but from the yellow, the higher from the Buddhi plane coming down, and the lighted mantle goes through stages of orange, and then the bottom is in violet colors. And the colors also, as per the physical of Libra towards the denser areas, is reddish colors. And then in the background, the blue of the higher planes. And so you find here these the blue background of manifestation, and then these colors related also to Libra.
Leslie, that was really a good response to Ludger saying how beautiful it is. Nobody mentioned beauty before. That was really good. I want to say something about that color orange. The color orange is also in the ray system. Venus is ray 5, and its color is orange. Remember that, Leslie?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, remember.
I didn't think of it. I didn't think of it.
Yeah, but your question,
my very first reaction was breathtaking. That was wow, just gorgeous. Thank you, Lou.
That's a really beautiful response, Leslie. And I think it opens all of us up to be able to say, these are beautiful, Ludger. These are beautiful.
I did not understand them myself when they came down. I manifested. I was at that time in the process of discovering how to express spirituality visually. It was, in a way, a new approach, and I was slowly approaching this direction.
After not painting for 19 years, right?
This is there was a pause, yes, from 1990 to 2009, end of 2009, where I didn't do anything.
Rebecca, you can unmute yourself.
Rebecca?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I did that by accident.
Okay.
Okay,
Tracy?
I have to mention, the longer I look at this picture, the more symbols I discover. In the middle, the symbol of the sun. At the bottom, the symbol of Venus in yellow, bright yellow. And in violet, it looks like the Egyptian Ankh sign, the Ankh sign.
Yes.
Is that by purpose, Yilotka?
Yes, I saw it as well when I did it, but I focused on the symbol of Libra. But I also saw when it came together with this central line that Ankh was shining through.
The Ankh was shining through. It's so many multi-leveled, isn't it? Multi-leveled. So much to say about this painting.
Tracy, you can unmute.
Thank you, Rosa. Ludger, did I understand you to say that this was the first painting that you did after your pause? No.
The first series. I started end of November. It was a very serious crisis I was going through, and there was an opening where I did then the 27th of November, the first painting, and then in the winter time. And at the beginning of the year, a little later, I started doing an Arias painting. And I did not plan really how it would be going on. And then I did a Taurus painting for Vaisakh full moon. I sent to Master Kuma just to show it to him. And then we met at Maycall in Spain, in the Pyrenees, and he gave me a Vaisakh magazine in India where he had put it on the cover. And I was totally surprised when he gave it to me. And he had encouraged me before to come out with painting. And then people asked me, can you continue doing paintings and publish them in the Vaisakh newsletter? I said, I don't decide. I asked the master, it is his magazine. And he said, yes, you can continue doing it there. And then I worked for every month, every issue of a month. And since then, I'm doing it every month. And so Libra came then the months later, but I worked in advance always. So I see that it's 3 months in advance, at least 2 months in advance, not to get into a creative pressure.
Mm.
So this was now in August for Libra. Mm.
Andre, you can unmute yourself.
One question to the Libra sign. The downline of the sign is the snake is symbolic, and the upper sign is the bird. Is this right?
Yes, and it is at the same time, you see the meeting between the two pyramids, and it is like a plafond, a platform. And this is the lower line, it coincides with the base inside the pyramid.
Ah, okay. So one question to this. There is no hidden snake down there in the picture?
I painted a spiral, but or this touchdown of energies. And whatever comes up, what you see is there.
Ah, okay.
It is just colors and forms, and what one sees is what the mind sees there in the colors. Our mind constructs the image. Yes.
You let the gazer, you let the person who's looking at the painting to also come forth with what they see, right? It inspires them. Right, Ludger?
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course.
Shall we go to the next painting, or is there more, Rosa? Are there more people who want to say something?
Yes.
No.
Shall we go to the next painting, Lauren?
Mm-hmm.
This is quite a painting. This is...
Frank wants to play first impression.
Oh, I'm sorry. Frank's going to play. I'm sorry. As we gaze at this painting, profound.
This was an adventure doing this painting, and I slowly discovered the process while working on it. You see here a falling snake, and it is coming down the tree like a tree in paradise, or the consciousness descending into matter. There are the apples at the upper line from would tasting the apples, wanting to have the taste, the souls descended into matter. And then at the bottom point, I created this sphere with an image from a beach in China. Many, many people pressed together and in the water, but very close. But I did not create it as a water. Water, of course, is always there, the physical and then the watery element, but it is a symbol of the burning ground, which is related to Scorpio. The burning ground says where we suffer, where we go through all difficulties, where we feel pressed and squeezed together and feel in a state of crisis. And in this, from out of this, in the background here, you see fire. It is not created by fire, it was created by water. Again, it was from a reflection in a big wave. And I transformed it and created this way, this flames in the background. And from there, you see a group of flying serpents. This is a contrast to the serpent descending. These are serpents ascending. And all who are on the path of ascent become flying serpents. Flying serpent is a symbol of initiates. And they have at the top blue pearls. And this is a symbol of enlightenment. And they fly up, and there above them is a white, bluish eagle, symbol of the spirit. They are oriented to the spirit and fly up. In the background, there is the constellation of Scorpio. And then there is a sphere from above coming down, into which it is like going from the dense part into another plane, higher plane, which opens up to space there. And in this space, you see now the head. The head is also the part related to the above the Taurus is the torso is the part of the soul. The head is part in us linked to the spirit, and then the lower part is then linked to this burning ground and below the senses, the urge of survival and all the difficulties in life. So here you see face of a woman with two lights there. It is the light at the brow center and the light at the third Agnya center. There is like an electric hint. The master described it that there's a bridge to be built, a bridge of light or Antakarana. The higher Antakarana starts there. And there is this reflection of an electric hint from the above, touching down like a thunderbolt or an electric light, connecting in us the pineal gland and the pituitary body. And this is here reflected on the front. It is the state of enlightenment and receiving inspiration from above. And the upper part is linking, coming down from above, and the other is the pituitary, or what is here from the brow center. This is the highest point the personality can reach. The center is there, the seat of the soul, and from there is this connection, but it goes up above. You see the front, and then it goes here to you do not see anymore what is there, because we cannot go there with our awareness. It is then the Sahasrara. This is beyond.
Ludger, this is a profound painting. I just want to say, when I see this painting, I feel jolted into a state of, oh my gosh. I wanted to ask you, is the seat of the soul at the Ajna center?
It is you can say so. Yes, soul is anchored at different planes, but it is at the throne of consciousness. Ajna means order, to give an order, and it comes from the higher, an impulse, and it goes out as an order to the other lower parts inside. And there, this is one part of the soul. Another part is linked in the heart. And the seat, and this side seat is there with love in the heart, but here comes also from the will aspect, the order or the direction there.
So it's like two threads of the soul.
Yes, you can say so.
Head, one in the heart.
Mm.
Master Kumar talks a lot about serpents.
Yes.
Yes, Andre, you can unmute yourself.
Is this picture like the story, I give my personality, the snake goes down in the dark hole, so I open my mind to higher circles, to get spiritual, to work for the plan, to walk on the fixed cross higher in soul plane or something?
Yes, no, perfectly. This also Scorpio is the lower end and also linked to the genitals there. And from there you ascend to the head. And here is at this level up to here is the area of Taurus. Above is Aries. Here the upper part of the head is Aries. And at this junction point there is this bridge also from the brow center to the Agnya center.
I'd like to share that when Frank played his music, I really experienced that ascension. His notes of it felt like that ascension coming up, and while also looking and gazing at this painting and seeing the ascending serpents, I just got this real sense of movement, upward movement. So that was really interesting. I could really feel an ascension up when I heard the music and gazing at the painting.
Mm-hmm.
Also, really quickly, I gazed at this photo yesterday, and it was the first time I saw the woman's face in the corner. I didn't see that before, and she appeared today, and I go, oh, so that was interesting.
Those serpents are so profound, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those serpents are so tempting.
There's both directions.
When I first saw it, the sphere on the bottom, I know you said it was from a sea in China with lots of people. I thought of the red planet Mars, which is the personality, symbol for Scorpio.
Yes, exactly.
You can see those burning grounds, Ludger, the burning grounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember, the Lord said, the next time, if humanity does not learn, I will not destroy by water, I will destroy by fire. And the fire in the background reminded me of that, because we're in the burning ground now.
Yes.
Yes.
It's beautiful, Ludger. It's also very intense.
It is an intense painting.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to share my impression that I noticed that the profile of the face you painted somehow resembles even a serpent.
Yes.
That's very subtle, Frank.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make a quick comment. The bottom of the snake that light, it just reminds me of the Kundalini energy that kind of lifts you up to the higher realms. And I also didn't see the face in the beginning, and then I saw it later on. I said, oh, there is a face. I just saw the light. There is a message, Laura. Even though intense scorpionic, when I look at it, the winged serpents rising up look playful, like nymphs dancing.
Yes, this was intentionally done, and this playful ascent and joyful ascent, and note the heaviness. You are no longer on the burning ground, but you are having the joy of ascension.
That's a really interesting observation, Laura. Nymphs dancing, so happy, so joyful. The flying serpents flying free.
There's another Mericarda impression. I see fertility, creation on the earth plane, creation on a mental plane, conception on different levels, birthing. That's beautiful.
Excellent.
Welcome, Mary Carta.
Yes. Excellent.
Scorpio is the call to discipleship after the burning ground of difficulty, and that let Maya distort the mind is the personality ruler of Scorpio. Let Maya rule in distortion and illusion. But then when we are touched by the soul and we've lifted up to the soul, the words are, warriors are we. And from the battle, we emerge triumphant. That Kundalini fire rises up in our bodies. And then the attachment to matter gradually resolves. It just falls away. And it moves from the Muladhara to the base center, to the heart center, to the throat, to the ajna.
Shall we continue to the next one?
Yes, let's move to the next one.
Fine. This painting gives the energy of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is related to the pre-dawn area, to the 2 hours before sunrise. And here I took a photo from a pre-dawn area, a time which I took from Auto-Valère plane. And I warped it so that it gives this sphere of the Earth. There was the lower part of the horizon but you do not see anymore the horizon, but it looks like the globe. And from out of the globe comes this impulse shooting up, but not as an arrow, but as a rose. And you see the leaves of the rose which merge with the sphere of dawn. And around the rose you see like dancing devas, the signs of the zodiac, the energies which awaken anew at dawn time. And at the top is Sagittarius. And at the bottom you see then Gemini, like merging into the colors of the dawn. And so in this time of the day and also of the year is the best time for spiritual aspiration, for fiery inner work to orient to the soul and for any ardent worship. And we can easily gain the cooperation of the devas when we attune to them and work with these energies, bringing them down also into our lives.
This is one of my favorite paintings of yours, Ludger. Just beautiful, just a beautiful rose, the beautiful zodiac surrounding it. And I am reminded of one of the Rosicrucians always used that rose as the heart of the teachings. And this rose is somewhat of a bud. It's not quite unfolded yet, as the day has not yet unfolded. It's a beautiful painting. It's inspiring.
I discovered this zodiac on a photo of a friend from Belgium, taken in Florence, but it was taken from bottom up at a church tower. And then I warped it again to get this into this form, and then I brought it again into this oval form that it goes around the rose. And it fades away when it goes down, and it becomes lighter when it goes up to the spheres. It goes beyond the sphere of the zodiac or the sphere of the earth into the larger sky. You see then the stars from the background opening vast dimensions. Most of my paintings have at the upper edge the starry arc of space and of the vastness of space. And then the matter, then also the area of the soul, and then spirit at the top. And the rose is also our spine. And the rose itself is the Sahasrara, or the unfoldment of the head.
I see the rose, the stem of the rose originate in the valley, two mountains on either side, resembles to visualizations of the Vaishak Valley,
yes,
in a way. So that's my impression.
I was very, very much fascinated by these paintings of Nikolaus Roerich with the valley in between, and we know this is the valley here, between the brow centers, and here's the sun rising, the Agnya center. In us, in the book Music of the Soul, Master E.K., it is described that always music comes from beyond, from out of a valley, a far distant valley. And it is this in us going here out of the valley to the higher space when it comes to the upper part of our head.
And they say that our head really reflects all the stars and the 7 stars in the Big Dipper.
Mm.
It's the head center of the rose reflecting the zodiac.
I really like the word, the sphere of dawn, Ludger, when you just said those words, the sphere of dawn. And since we're talking about inspiration today, those words just feel like even just being on the thresholds of inspiration, that sphere of dawn. And I really like those words.
Beautiful, thank you, Florian.
Those words feel inspiring, so to me. And there's a warmth to this painting. I'm sorry, Rosa. I experienced a warmth while gazing at it.
Mm.
No, Andre, you can unmute yourself.
We'll talk about the rose. The rose is not really grown up. Is this like we experience a whole year and get a surprise in Sagittarius with the sun cross from Scorpio to Sagittarius, and we get the key for the year. We learned or we not learned to grow up or not to grow. Is this like a present for everyone who can experience?
Yes, you can see so. And at the same time, the rose is the color of the heart, and it's the color of love. And it is here, it says, fiery aspiration, the fire of aspiration in the form of a rose, with rose colors. And it is, I took this photo of the rose in the garden of the house where we were living at the time. And it was just beautiful how it stood up, and then I took a camera from the down up, looking up and towards the sky. Yes, but it was years before I used it here. I had it in my big collection of photos.
That's good.
Mm. Shall we continue?
Yes, let us go to the next painting. I think we're kind of awed by this painting, Ludger.
Mm-hmm.
The rose. And our next painting.
I had received years ago a photo from a friend of this statue of Apollo. And I removed the museum around and the details. Just it was interesting. Also, the snake I removed from the where it was in the stone, and it was so beautiful. Apollo, the solar god, is holding the lyre with 7 strings. And the 7 strings are the 7 planes of creation. And he is giving this divine music with this string, with this lyre. And he has here the lighted Agnya center, a star on his front. And then the serpent is ascending again, and as a symbol for Taurus, Taurus, Scorpio, the serpent comes up and is rising, especially through music. You know, when cobras listen to music, they lift the head and they cannot see and listen together, but this way they are charmed, and music is charming the serpent, and sound is the key also for ascent of the Kundalini. And Taurus is ruled by Venus, so you have here a flower meadow. I photographed this in the garden of, how do you say, where you can buy flowers there, in a garden cultivator. And then at the neck of Apollo, you see 7 stars. In spiritual astrology, it says that here in the neck, the area also which is ruled by Taurus and above, there are the correspondences for the lower centers to coming again at the upper part, and they are linked to the stars of the Pleiades. And the Pleiades are the mothers, the Kritikas, or the divine mothers there, and they bring these energies of the rays down to earth, and they are nourishing the disciple. It says that the nourishment is the stimulation of the glands in the body. When Sahasrara via Pituitary hint and then the pineal gland, and then the other, they are being stimulated, other glands in the body fall in order. And when they are being developed, our consciousness grows and expands. And so you receive this nourishment from behind, and you do not get it from what you perceive in the outside, but it comes from above and from like behind. And there at the upper left corner, you see a sphere of light. It is not the sun, it is Venus. I took a photo of Venus in the center from NASA and constructed it again with a sphere of light around Venus. Venus is the ruler of Taurus. So this energy of beauty, which is also shining from Venus or expressing from Venus, is there working like the sun. The sun comes through Venus to Earth. In a way, like our souls have descended via Venus to Earth. And on the long path, it is the fall of the angels into matter. They came, the Agnishvatas, or the Lords of the Flame, what we are in our I am, when we came down into matter aeons of time ago, we came from, as I said, spiritually via Venus. And so here, the bottom is Scorpio, the bottom of descent, but here it is the upper part when you reascend to spirit. Then you go up to the sphere also lastly of Venus.
That is fascinating, Ludger, about Venus, how the sun flows through Venus before it reaches our Earth. Also, I love the idea of the Pleiades. They're the mothers, how they nurture us from behind. They nourish and nurture us.
Hmm.
We know that Venus is considered the elder sister of the Earth.
Yes.
Also, Master Kumar talks about Apollo. He talks about him, the god of light, dancing atop the head of a snake. And the snake is Python, the earth Kundalini. And he plays that 7-stringed lyra, which symbolizes the 7 etheric centers of the body. And like Frank, when the divine beings make music, all creatures are calmed and uplifted. And even the serpent ascends. And then we can turn inward. What do
I personally call massage technique, which I got to know, it's called metamorphosis, where you have correspondences between the head, the hands, and the feet, and you activate them simply by touching them on the head. This is the first time I see there's a correspondence also to the Pleiades, as you visualized it here. Thank you.
It's given like this in spiritual astrology. I mostly draw my inspirations. I always read every month the related chapter in spiritual astrology for Master K.
Laura has a comment. Light at the brow center, the illumined mind of Taurus.
Beautiful, yes.
Yes, Tracy, you can unmute yourself.
So, Ludger, I noticed the beautiful flowers, and the color orange seemed to be predominant, which is the color of, or at least it stood out to me, Ray 5, Venus.
Yes. I grouped two photos of flowers. I fused them to this meadow, and I like this orange colors very much. So, like giving fresh impulses of life and beauty.
Yeah. We have about less than 10 minutes, and I'd like us to go to the final painting because it's a very important painting, and I really wanted Ludger to explain this.
Rebecca, you asked about the book. Yes, Spiritual Astrology for Master K. You find it for download on the Vegetator's website, and there, when you go to the book section there, and find the download of the books, Master K books. Yes.
So first, I give my impression.
Yes. In Eastern wisdom, there's a prophecy, or there's a wisdom that there are 10 avatars of the Lord of Consciousness, or Lord Vishnu. And 9 of these descents have already happened, avatars since aeons of time, which had come in times of crisis to help humanity to reach a higher step. And the 10th one has not yet come. it says that we are going through the time of a dark age. And we spoke about it several times also today, that we are in a time of highest tensions, of threat of big wars, and maybe such things might still come. But there is a prophecy of hope in the wisdom teachings that at the end of the dark age of the Kali Yuga, there will come an incarnation as the rider on the white horse, Kalki avatar. And this is at the end described that there's a big battle, but the light will win in the end. And this is in one way said to be a very, very long cycle of dark age, but it also says that in the book that the zeros of the number 432,000 years, or 4 million and so years long, this is also just a blind. You can also take away the zeros. And it says that in one way of understanding, we, especially those who are on the spiritual path, are heading towards this Krita Yuga, or the golden age. But nevertheless, there is a moment of fight and of danger going through. And this is the prophecy that the light will win over darkness. This is Kalki. And you see here a rider on the white horse. For creating this, I used the statue in the Vatican of Charlemagne, who established 1,000 years ago unified kingdom here in Central Europe, going from Spain, France, Belgium, part of Germany, no, Italy, and so this was all one kingdom at that time. And I transformed this statue, mirrored it, and so that it fits in here. And he's in a position of a king, and he's holding his hand out and governing, and in a very majestic stance. And so from out of this horse and from him, white rays go out and circles, like giving this expansion and giving this radiance, expression to the radiance. It is in the mountains, the high mountains stand also for spirit. And from above come a group of eagles. Eagles are the messengers of spirit. These are white eagles coming down. And the rays from below, or from the rider on the white horse, are radiating in different directions. And so the colors there are like the colors of the rainbows, happy colors, and lightful colors. And this is just to show the victory of light over darkness.
I asked Ludger, is this the Maitreya who's supposed to reappear in 2025? And that was my question to you, Ludger. Do you want to answer that question?
Maitreya, this is not directly related to this. Maitreya is not Kalki avatar. Maitreya is the teacher, the birth teacher of our planet. And this is an incarnation of Vishnu. And it is a totally different dimension. Maitreya was a human as we are. He comes from our stock of humans, and he was one of the who developed very fast. He, at the time of Lord Krishna, he was already a master, but some 5,000 years ago. But we are talking here of other aeons of time. So before Maitreya came, it developed. There was a world teacher, as you know, and there were others before him, and going back in time. And Maitreya is the teacher, the world teacher for our present age to guide humanity also through the dark age. And he got this task, as we have read when we were studying this Music of the Soul and Sacrifice, and now the world teacher, the books of Master K. There is explained that he got the tasks of guiding the hierarchy from Lord Krishna for this present circle. But it is not related directly. It is in this dark age, but Kalki is another dimension.
Is it so that the last incarnation of Lord Vishnu was Krishna?
Yes, Krishna. It is in a way that there are different expressions. They consider Krishna as the 8th incarnation, the 8th child. It was always mentioned in the book, the 8th child. Buddha is considered as the 9th one afterwards, and Kalki then the 10th one of this series. For this is not the end of creation or so, but it is always an end of a big time cycle. And then the yugas are rhythmic cycles, and the longest period is the golden age, the first one, and then 3/4 of it is the second, and 2/3 of it is the third age, and 1/4 of it is the length of Kali Yuga. It is the shortest age. But nevertheless, these are limited time cycles in a vast, vast ocean of time.
You have much information to teach, Ludger. We appreciate all of this information. It really helps us understand our present times. It really helps us understand hope. And actually, it gives us hope. The knowledge you present to us through your paintings and your teachings really helps us expand and become better disciples.
It's always an illusion when we think darkness will win. It is always the light which will win, and it is from matter back to spirit, and spirit is light. And we are on the ascending arc since long. We have had the deepest point of evolution very, very long time ago, and we are on an ascending arc, although it is a bumpy road. And there are also these dark areas in there, but as per the larger scene of events, we are quite far ahead towards the path of light. And when we see how well we now can cooperate via Zoom, sitting in different parts of the globe, something which was impossible to think of 15, 20 years ago. And we are simultaneously in a state of exchange of joint presence and of orientation together, although we are dispersed in different parts of the globe. And it is a clear sign of this awakening age of Aquarius. We are using electronics, we are using space mind, we are using the wisdom teachings as keys, and all this is the wisdom of Aquarian age. And this is the technology of light. And at the same time, we know very well how all the intelligence can be perverted and can be used for creating wars, creating divisions, and we see all around a lot of divisions, but we should not get into the glamour that this is the stronger part. Well, it's on the outer side, yes, but inside light will win, and this is the prophecy also of the Kali, the Kalki avatar.
The statement that the forces of light do control in the end the forces of darkness.
Yeah. Therefore, this ruler, the king, he will win, and he's symbolizing strength, and he shows direction with the hand.
There are two comments. Andre, darkness is the absolute light. It's a message of a Scorpio.
Yes, but you need to see there are different kinds of darkness. Darkness can be the loss of consciousness, and this is also Scorpio. It is death, it is poisoning, it is illusion, which cuts us away from light. At the same time, the background, the darkness of the background, Krishna is the dark one. And Krishna means darkness. And this is the highest light from beyond, and which shines through. So this is highest consciousness, darkness as the absolute highest consciousness, which is meant here. It is different from the state of loss of consciousness, where finally the stone is the example of being enclosed in matter. And the other is when you see people having taken too many drugs and dying from this and all this horrors in war, this is also dark. And this is another kind of darkness.
Laura makes a comment. The concentric circles radiating out of this painting are like the cycle of ages to me. The cyclic nature of life, the ages.
Yes. I thought of this also when painting this. Very good that you pointed it out.
So after the Kali Yuga, we have the Golden Age.
Yes, this is directly jumps over to the Golden Age, from the darkest again to a sphere of high light, great light.
And are different people living in different levels of the Kali Yuga?
Yes, of course, always. Always, there are always enlightened people, they are masters and other ascended high beings around us and working for the light, and they are working since aeons together, and they are on totally different levels as we are.
Andre, you can unmute yourself.
The rider that has big rays, and the birds from up have the rays too. Is this like a meeting of two ashrams to enlighten the world or the people? Something?
If you see this, it is for you, yes. You can see anything which inspires you or what you perceive there.
Okay.
The eagles seem to be flying in the light rays.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Maricarda has a comment, an impression. This reminds me of the spirals at the bottom of the Libra painting. My impression is that this painting shows us what comes afterwards, the spiral upwards from chaos to light. This painting inspires hope.
Thank you.
Yes. It does.
Yeah.
Mm.
When I look at the watch, we need to come slowly to a close. Can you show the prior? Oh no! First, Reza, do you want to say something at the close? Said it for summarizing.
Well, we started out with so many different things. We started out with with Libra, and then we went into Scorpio, into the burning ground, and then into the hope and beauty of the rose of Sagittarius, and then into the Kalki, saying this time of darkness, it's important, but it will end. And so our salon gives us so much inspiration, so much hope, and we learn more and more from each other as we have these salons. And I want to thank you, Frank, and everyone participating, how we inspire each other with these teachings. And I want to thank the teachers who teach us the hierarchy, bringing us together in this format from all over the world. Thank you, everyone, for participating today. And thank you for your teachings and paintings, Ludger, and to Frank for your beautiful, inspiring music.
Thank you. Let's now go to the violet flame invocation and express this way our thanks to the great beings all around. We bow down to the wisdom of the East. We bow down to the love of the South. We bow down to the strength of the West. We bow down to the will of the North. We bow down to the headlight Chintamani above. We bow down to the great guardian dog below. We bow down to the Lord of I Am, the center. May we be raised. May we be raised. May we be raised to the kings of beauty. Can you shift the... Our next Aquarian Salon will be on 20th of January 2024. This is the fourth Salon of the first cycle, which we started in May. We now will have some music to close this present meeting. Afterwards, we will shut the recording, close the recording, and end the official part. You are warmly invited then to stay here if you have still some time for some exchanges.
I wanted to say something before Frank begins to play his music. That is a very auspicious time, January 20th, 2024. Pluto enters Aquarius on that day. It leaves the 14-15 years of Capricorn, the breakdown of everything around us, into this new light of Aquarius. So that should be a very important and interesting salon. We look forward to seeing everyone there.
Thank you very much, everybody. Just stop the recording.
Thank you, everyone.